Seek Illusions, so...
It's tough versus CK, but certainly CM is not the tankiest hero.
Yeah.
Well, also, I mean, we've seen several Chaos Knight games on the main stage, and if he gets kills and gets farmed, feels unstoppable. And if he doesn't even feel like he's in the game.
No-Tail's got one of the better senses for playing that hero. I think we saw the CK yesterday really just roam around early and not get a lot done.
Feels
but I think No-Tail's got a nice balance of being ready to fight. No-Tail's got one of the better senses for playing that hero. I think we saw the CK yesterday really just roam around early and not get a lot done. But I think No-Tail's got a nice balance of being ready to fight. No-Tail's got one of the better senses for playing that hero. I think we saw the CK yesterday really just roam around early and not get a lot done. But I think No-Tail's got a nice balance of being ready to fight. No-Tail's got one of the better senses. I think maybe there's a way for them to make CK yesterday really just roam around early and not get a lot done. But No-Tail's got a nice balance of being ready to fight. No-Tail's got one of the better senses. I think maybe there's CK against this Darkseer in lane. First thoughts, I think possibly anti-mage for OG could be an option.
Looking at the TNC lineup, what do you feel like of their current strengths?
Team fights.
Lots and lots of team fight. Good disables. Darkseer, no disables, but massive amount of team fight.
Set him up for the Sanking Stun, the vacuum to Sanking Stun, and Darkseer, he usually builds mech, and he can go pipe as well, so that really gives him a lot of magic resistance and health from the mechanism. So
Darkseer does a great job of enabling melee cores to be more effective in the early game with Ion Shell and Surge. So in these next two picks from TNC, we'll most likely see either one or two melee heroes to bolster his strengths, which melee heroes don't actually match up that well versus Lich and Earth Spirit because of the proximity of how their spells work. And lots of AoE, and the closer people are together, the more damage they're capable of doing. Necrophos as well, with his aura especially, constantly on melee heroes throughout team fights.
And like there we have the hero that we were talking about, that they can put on No-Tail that actually can solo against Darkseer. It does quite well.
I haven't played a lot of the new Necrophos, so that's interesting.
The only problem is if Sanking drives by and gets an Ion Shell, but they're probably going to be ready with TP on Earth Spirit to be able to help him.
Ooh, Luna. Second appearance here on the main stage.
Look at the melee core I predicted, just popping right up, right away. I'm on top of it, huh?
In your defense, Luna is the meleeest ranged hero in the game.
Yeah, people like to go melee range on Luna, right? So ideally, the Ion Shell should just work for itself.
She's
Either way, when you're right, Peter.
Yeah.
I think there's two ways to deal with the Necrophos.
I'm right.
As a carry. You can either pick a Diffusal hero, or you can pick a carry that does a ton of magic damage, and Luna fits in the latter position. I think we saw it picked versus Liquid, I think, was it?
Yeah, Team Secret snatched up Luna in the final game.
And it destroyed the Necrophos. They, like, as soon as he pops Ghost Rider, they just bomb him with Eclipse.
I'd love to see OG head towards some Black King Bar heroes that built that item pretty naturally here. All four of these heroes definitely struggle against that item. Luna, a very magic-based damage carry for the early game until she gets a Manta and a Butterfly.
TNC is also getting a lot of more team fight here with the Luna, of course, with her ultimate, but also the aura, the lunar blessing that makes them being able to take down towers faster.
Yeah, Luna can be that frontliner for the team and go hit the tower. What they don't have is any kind of save to back her up.
So Centaur Warrunner for OG.
Alternatively to BKB heroes, they can build pipe wielders. Centaur, I think, he builds hood / pipe every single game. Very, very good versus their lineup. And also, we saw it paired up a lot, Centaur Warrunner versus the Luna matchup. And it's actually very problematic for the Luna. You just like spam double edge on her. CM maybe not going to be in lane that much. And you're not really in danger of dying Eclipse because of the hood.
I want to ask the same question that I asked earlier, but for OG. How would you describe this lineup, its strengths right now?
Team fight and laning prowess. I think that they're set up to have a better early game with the Lich, and they'll probably take a decent early game advantage. I imagine Centaur will probably go hood first, or maybe even rush a blink, and he'll start looking for activity on the map. Darkseer, being the 3 position, is most likely going to be farming quite a bit more than the Sand King, who is most likely slotted as the 4. So we can expect an earlier blink dagger from OG and have them begin initiating fights, and TNC might be on the back foot until the 4 position Sand King catches up.
I mean, especially with the Earth Spirit, that wherever there's any weakness, he can bomb in so easily, transitioning into Centaur on a blink dagger.
It feels like OG wants to kind of take the fight a bit back and forth. Like they have the center to be able to run out when Luna is coming in with her ultimate, and maybe they use the vacuum and wall on Darkseer.
Do you think we can expect a aggro tri-lane from TNC?
Could be. How is Darkseer against Centaur? It's quite even.
It seems fine.
If they,
better for Darkseer.
Yeah, I think
a wash.
Yeah, they should just block the hard camp.
Oh, I see.
Otherwise, the Darkseer is just going to push out the wave and pull the hard camp and
talk
just
about
farm
that.
a lot
Can you
more.
explain that? Can you explain that for everyone who doesn't know what you're talking about?
That the Darkseer puts iron shells on the wave and he pushes it out. So
I was talking about the ward.
Oh, the ward. He puts the the centaur is going to bring a ward down to the bottom lane in case he's against the Darkseer, and he blocks the hard camp with the ward so it doesn't spawn. So
the Darkseer pushes out the wave with Iron Shell, and then to win the lane and to beat Centaur, he denies all of his creeps to the neutral hard camp there. So if Centaur wards that, then those creeps won't spawn, and that opportunity for him to, or for Darkseer to get ahead won't be there.
And here comes the Kuku, Queen of Pain.
Ana on Invoker, going to be versus Kuku on Queen of Pain. The draft is complete. Will TNC be able to let Luna get the farm needed to conquer in the end game, or will OG's building towards supporting Ana give them a victory here in game one? Let's head down to the casters to get this match underway.
It's been a year, Lumi, yet it feels like this could be deja vu. In 2016, OG was shocked when TNC took them down 2-0 in a similar circumstance in the lower bracket, I believe in this exact same round, to eliminate them from the International. Only 5 players from that match remain heading into this tournament. The lineups have changed, perhaps the styles have changed. Do you think history will repeat itself?
I don't know, but we're about to find out. I think it's always very dangerous.
Oh, come on, you gotta give me better than that.
Okay, well, I was trying to get into it as you brutally cut me off. But I think it's very dangerous to assume that, hey, it's the same matchup. It's going to be TNC taking it again. But I think last year TNC in this position came in as a team that didn't expect to go too far. They were playing as if there's nothing to lose, whereas on the other side, OG, they're destined to win the last TI, right?
They started upper bracket, they got shocked by
exactly.
then they got bounced out.
Right, so I think mentality-wise, it's very different this year around. And coming in here, you could make the argument that TNC is supposed to be in the upper bracket still. They're supposed to be doing a lot better. They represent...
I mean, I don't know. I'm a little worried about OG. They're already asking for suggestions from the viewers. What items do they...
Well, for Fly, he buys nothing. He buys wards, maybe has one GG branch. He's going to buy Tango and keep sharing with his ally.
It's 2 very different ways of asking that same question, right?
Yeah.
Jarex is like, well, which of these amazing 4 position items that can change the game should I get? Fly's like, can I get boots? Please?
Well, the good thing for Lich is that you do have the high natural movement speed, so you don't maybe need the boots till a little bit later.
So I think coming into this tournament, to expand on your point, you were talking about TNC, a very different mindset where that core that got them, the big upset last year has stuck together. 3 of their players remain with the new captain, but similar formula, another North American player being imported in to hopefully lead the team to greatness like Demon did last year. So you look at this matchup, they start in the upper bracket. It looked like versus LFY were just outmatched. What is kind of their trajectory heading into this game?
So I think they were outmatched by LFY because it wasn't the same TNC that did their bread and butter, right? They came into this tournament leading C with their own particular playstyle, which is, hey, we're going to Bat Rider Silencer you. This lineup that involves a lot of precise teamfight coordination. And I'm glad to see them that they're doing this again. Like yesterday, they picked Broodmother, which is not a Kuku hero. They picked Alchemist, which Kuku does play, but only once in the last 6 months. These are not comfort picks for TNC that we saw yesterday. Today, however, this is all TNC special. We're going to see the beauty that is the Vacuum Burrow Strike. Tims and Sam H, I mean, I know they show Universe and Zai, you called it the love story. This is the C love story. Like Sam H and Tims, they're mind linked when it comes to initiation. We're going to see some crazy combination for them.
All right, well, save the kissing until after the victory, TNC. Let's not get ahead of ourselves.
Kuku also playing one of his best hero. We'll see if he's going to be effective. He's only 50% in this tournament so far with the Queen of Pain, but this is probably his namesake hero. So this is a very good look for TNC. They're playing their strategy. They're playing with the comfort picks, and I think they're going to bring it to OG.
All right, the teams entering the fields of Dota. Game 1 of an elimination showdown begins now. So we'll see how the lane's set up here, Lumi. Looks like Sam H is going to be heading To the off lane is the Darkseer, so TNC looking very standard in their setup. S4 going off lane on the Centaur. Although as I say that, it seems like NoTail might be heading that way. It does even have a TP scroll. So it looks like for OG that they really want a particular laning configuration. Are they afraid of aggression here?
I think, as the panel suggested, they want to line up the Necro versus the Darkseer. It's a decent lineup. As the smoke comes, and Jerax, the perfect position, breaks the smoke in the high ground. And honestly, not too good of an initiation as he just throws some stones around.
Great minds thinking alike here. Kuku now going to try to trade out with Jerax a little bit. They do assume position to snag that bounty rune.
This is really big.
At the very least, they probably can get the bounty rune edge if they commit, but no, TNC are going to back away. So the smoke expended, a lot of damage done early. This Queen of Pain.
And more importantly, you force Queen of Pain to take Blink, so that's a lot of a harass that Ana doesn't have to deal with in the Shadow Strike. So
yeah, he does start with a lot of plus stats here, so only already ate one of the 2 pulled tangos. He's going to be a bit late on regen in this middle lane.
I mean, that might seem like a small thing, but Jerax's move to break the smoke, force Blink on Queen of Pain, just gave Ana the lane that, like, for the first minute and a half, and he has got the better block. So.
And to make matters even better for OG, I believe they may have just seen this ward dropped up towards the top side, as Jerax had previously warded that exact same cliff, so they might even get a D-ward as well to start this laning stage. These are all little things. They don't directly translate into gold on the board, at least not in a major way, but indirectly can make a huge difference in the next 5-6 minutes. But top lane, this could make a direct impact. Burrow Strike coming through, looking for the first blood. S4 will go down. TNC grabbing that kill early.
LD, this is giving me the same deja vu. LGD ran a offlane Beastmaster and Lich yesterday combination. And remember what happened? It was Beastmaster moving too forward before the Lich got Frost Armor. Same story here. If you're playing at the offensive Lich lane, you definitely want to make sure that you hold back for a while and make sure you get level 2 on both of your heroes before you venture forward. Although with that said, OG does have the beneficial bottom lane, getting the matchup that they want, the Necrophos versus the Darkseer.
We are going to see Fly go for that D-ward now and eats the Dire Ward. So OG, I mean, they already had the ward there, so they should really have the ability to dodge these ganks with full vision supremacy in the top lane for now, but a bit of a sloppy start gets them TNC rolling, and we'll see. Meanwhile, this Necro versus Darkseer lane, is it, so you consider it quite advantage for the Necrophos?
It's not too advantage. I mean, normally when you pick Darkseer, you pick him for the mid-game team fight, but also for the lane dominance, and he's not getting that part. Like, he is not going to be able to dominate NoTail, so in that sense, it's a small draft win for NoTail, and he's also going to be able to farm for a big item should he choose to do so, because I don't think Sam H is going to be able to deny any of his farm.
Despite the D-ward, Tim's still playing aggressive here on the north side of the map. He is going to try and snag a bounty rune, does so. So roaming constantly. But his movement's largely being tracked. Not sure if they'll identify that he's moving towards mid now.
Bottom lane, NoTail.
In danger. Necrophos staying alive for now. Doesn't have that point in the Ghost Shroud just yet.
Yeah. I mean, that might look like it was like a pretty good turn event for Sam H, but honestly, with the fact that NoTail could just regen off of last hits, I don't think he's going to be too worried about how the lane's going.
Already back to full HP. Just giving Sam H some poke damage where he can, but top lane again, they make their move, and they might actually get the jump here in S4. Lucid Beam sets it up, Burrow Strike to follow. Do they have the damage to bring him down? Tries.
They do.
Tries to get some out before he falls. A second death for the offlane Centaur.
Very curious skill point for Lich to actually go for the Nova here instead of the Frost Armor, or rather Ice Armor.
So the downside of this ward, I guess, is also I think Tim's took this northern approach, which is just out of vision of that OG ward. They may not have expected that rotation. Nice adjustment there.
They should have seen him walking past the ward, but I guess they were just looking elsewhere. But I think these lanes should be going a little bit better for OG, but this is no surprise for any TNC fans. Sometimes they just win from the laning stage due to the raw mechanical skill that the player has. Kuku, I think, one of the best players in the mid lane for NC. Like, bar none. He's so good.
And they gave him the Quappa here that can excel, and the Lich so far has just been trying to support that Centaur in the top lane. It was mentioned, and I think it really has been true for OG, that so often Ana gets the priority with support, with the hero picks, with the amount of farm he's given. They haven't really offered him much in the mid lane, just that early support from the Earth Spirit, but he's largely been off the lane, rotating around early here. And as a result, Kuku has been able to get the edge on Ana CS-wise, though Ana starts to equalize it now. They are making their moves with Tims. Again, pursuing Fly, trying to force him back, hits that burrow.
They got the blink.
Kuku can come in for this, blinking forward, scream, one hit! Just gets him the DD rune from Tims, working its magic. TNC 3 in a row. This Sand King, the gift that just keeps on giving.
What we're going to see throughout this series is Kuku's understanding of the tiniest lines.
He's going for number 4. No radiant vision of this movement. Tims has managed to find just that one sliver of fog, and he wraps around on a No-Tail. No-Tail's in trouble, does have the Ghost Shroud to try and keep him alive a bit longer. The auto attacks too much, he gets the heal up. They're gonna have another burrow in 5. Surge is available, driving Tims deeper. In comes the Earth Spirit, they need that burrow, they get it too, but the trade might be. Jarek's taking 1. Can he get 2? Rolling forward, bit off the mark on Sam H, who now turns, wants to fight. Gonna let him go. So another core kill and another successful rotation. Feels like that puppy game from yesterday on the Spirit Breaker, where every single gank paid off.
Yeah. I'm very surprised that Necrophos doesn't have a magic stick. He now responds and buys one, but had he had a magic wand and he Ghost Shroud and just popped the wand, he would have been at full HP. You know that Darkseer is going to be spamming a lot of spells in lane, so he could have been accruing a lot of wand charges. So maybe just a small oversight, but definitely had to pay for it.
I mean, it also could be Sam H just staying far away from him when he's using the Ion Shell. So
yeah.
I mean, he's had the wand for a while, but yeah.
Unless I just like didn't see the wand. That's my apology.
No, he did have it, but he just never got that many charges. So I think a lot of it is credit to Sam H being smart about when he uses his spell.
Standing in fog before using the Ion Shells.
Top lane, the
S4.
pursuit on S4. But again, just keep your eyes on Tims, because he is constantly trying to pressure. This time, though, Jarex standing at the shrine is going to be able to bully him away. So rolling forward, even wants to commit, try to contest that bounty room, but Tims grabs it again.
That Orb of Venom, though, doing a number on Tims to force him away.
He may have to burrow away here. Now Kuku coming in for support. So overall laning stage now with 4 kills to their name, TNC. They've accrued a decent gold advantage. Experience, though, still dead even. All things considered, Lumi, how do you feel each team has done at accomplishing their respective objectives in this early laning stage?
I think TNC is doing a lot better than OG. OG has the Lich advantage, so you should be ahead in lane. They have the Necrophos versus Darkseer matchup, but what pans out happening is that TNC is winning at least 2 out of 3 lanes. You can make the argument that they're winning all of the lanes.
Smoking up, TNC to move over towards mid, while meanwhile in the top lane, Raven's in trouble, has the teleport scroll, but a stun from S4 could do him in. He's got decent move speed, but with the slow coming through from the lid, Sunstrike to follow. He will go down, even pop the fairy fire, but mid lane, look at mid, eyes on Ana, who's been corralled by Kuku. They'll take him down. No-Tail even rotating, does have the Reaper's Sight. Isn't enough damage though, not quite. 1437 skates away, now that's punishment for No-Tail, and TNC get away with all 3. A 2-for-1 around the map, and they might get more. Kuku, he's got the level 4 screen here. He can go on Jarek. He will do so. It's a triple for Kuku.
Blocks the roll while doing so. He might be in a little bit of trouble under the tower. Fly trying to body block him. He has Nova looking to, well, Kuku.
He's a little bit short on the mana here. The Blink's cooling
Blink,
down.
1 second. Blink, he's out.
And with the Sunstrike already expended, they won't have one in time. Kuku outplaying OG.
This is where Kuku is at his best, walking that fine line, knowing when to go in, knowing what spells to use when you only have like 150 mana and making it work. This is Kuku. Like, this is the one game you know he's playing well, for sure.
Meanwhile, Sam H taking advantage of that movement from No-Tail does drag the creeps off and do a little bit of jungling here, get that extra bonus experience. Definitely one of the benefits of a Darkseer who's left unchecked against the solo here. He could be more greedy in the jungle and get away with it. But look at this, TNC now making